I don't know if anybody that gets the same, on Facebook, the same, what do they call it, news stories, links come up on your page, you know, when you the news feed sort of thing. But there's so much stuff being put up about the treatment of so-called Hampstead whistleblowers in court. Sabine McNeil, there's another woman, there is Belinda McKenzie, Angela Power Disney, and I've never seen anything so stupid in my life. I want to make a comment now about this Hampstead case, about the two children. I don't agree with the mother putting out footage of the children's police interviews, because they talk so graphically, and the children talking about all this so-called abuse that's happened in real graphic detail. And that is what paedophiles like to get off on, to hear a child talking about, well, I don't need to say it anyway, those sort of things. Now, if they were being abused, if all these hundreds of people at this school was involved and children were being murdered, they was having to drink the blood, and there was all these orgy gangbangs going off with 20 odd parents and kids, and all the teachers was involved, and the church in the school, you know, arrests would have been made. There would be a full-on police investigation, like there is with Nottingham, with the abuse we suffered in the children's home, because it was factual. That's why, you know, someone's just got 20 years in prison. You know, the 80s was a terrible period in the institutions in Nottingham, particularly not the foster care, but the institutions. But these people, the mother has made it clear, you're making my problems worse, will you leave me bloody alone? And they are just making footage after footage after footage. And it's now, the Hampstead Chronicles Part 1, Part 2, watch this, they're going to court, they've been charged with witness intimidation, but they're being harassed by the police. You shouldn't be spreading footage like that on the internet. You've been told to keep away. You've not whistle-blown on anything. And some of you people, you jump me when I come out of prison. Belinda McKenzie turned up in Nottingham, and she goes, hello, I'm Belinda McKenzie. I was with my friend, and I need to talk to you. And they tried to hijack the Beechwood thing, to try and create some sort of, I don't know, they think they're idiots that just have a laptop or a camera. They jump on anybody that is vulnerable because they don't go to you don't trust the authorities, and they act like the guardian angels and professionals, and you know they've got all these contacts and all these police officers that give them their sources, all their information, and you know, and this, that and the other, and they're just a bunch of idiots. They're not credible people. They've not got contact or anything. They like filming themselves, putting it out, and now they're trying to turn the Hampstead, what them children said, which shouldn't have been put on the internet, they're trying to turn it so it all is about them now. Because the Hampstead case, it got publicity when the kids, through the mum putting that footage out, they're trying to latch onto that to get some sort of profile on the internet, but they're just idiots, you know. I had to get rid of I had them like leeches around me, you know. The Beechwood story, the Nottingham, what went off there, it's about the victims. It's not about wannabe idiots claiming that they're, I don't know, journalists or whatever, or I don't know what they are. You know, the victims went to the police, went to the lawyers, did what they did together. The survivors of that abuse, and you know, it's still under investigation. There's people on bail. There'll be more charges. The Hampstead case, if the children were abused, you know, it's about the children. The mother, she's fled the country. She's not come back. You know, it's like everybody's an insider. Everybody's undercover working for the police. No, it's not like that. Oh, there are some good people around, professional people. Rich Allen, UK Column, Luke Collins, Freedom Radio. You know, there is credible people do really hard work that are professional, and I'm just sick of these wannabe idiots jumping on vulnerable people to get themselves attention on the internet, and then because of their behaviour they get arrested, and then they try and twist the story into we're whistleblowers, we're being persecuted for whistleblowing. Well, what are you whistleblowing on? What have you suffered and put into the public domain that is new? Absolutely nothing. You just love seeing your own faces. You know, and I will say what I think. I'm entitled to, because I'm getting messages through Messenger from these people. How can you say that? They just love their own voices, and I'm sick of it. Leave the victims alone. Leave the victims alone. You know, I'm not really bothered about them. I'm just sick of these people, these particular people that are making it all about them now. And they're idiots. You know, and they cause more problem. There are people there that do look after the victims, that aren't employed by the authorities because victims have been failed by them. There are very good people out there to offer support who are sensible, ex-professional careers, good people, you know, that have got a credibility and good reputation behind them. But the people like Sabine, McNeil, Belinda, McKenzie and Angela Power Disney, you know, they just chat total shit. They filmed themselves for half an hour, and I've never seen anything like it. But I just advise you, I wouldn't listen to a word that comes out their fucking mouth, because it is total bullshit. You know, and then it's, oh, make donations so we can, you know, we've lost everything for doing this. Make donations. It's begging opportunities. They don't do any work. They harass victims. They love the attention. And they think, because there's people that feel, members of the public, feel that the authorities aren't tackling this child abuse issue, that if they come across some people like them, they think, oh, these people are doing something good, I'll try and help them, because the population hates paedophilia. But they're not actually doing anything, you know. They're not doing anything at all. And if you got, you know, they're not for one moment bothered about those children. It's about the children. Whoever has abused them, whether it was in the family, at the school, or whatever, ever, to put out all this keep shoving out personal information, keep reposting footage of those poor children is wrong. And I'm sick of it. Because I'm a strong character, so I will say it, because there's a lot of other people, they're just trouncing them. They're wrecking their lives even more. Leave victims, adult survivors of child abuse alone. They don't want your help. Angela Power Disney, Sabine McNeil, Belinda McKenzie, you three idiots aren't helping anybody. You just go on and on and on. And the way you talk, it seems a bit dodgy, because you're becoming obsessed with it. And it's as if you're promoting it half the time. I mean, don't forget, we had got people like Jimmy Savile working with children in need and all that sort of shit, promoting things for children. But all along, he was bloody abusing the children. You know? And not everybody are who they appear to be. We have got paedophiles involved with the alternative media. You know? And prats like them, they ruin the credibility of Bill Melanie, Luke Collins, Robert Green, Brian Gerrish, Richie Allen, and people that are sensible, think before they put things out. They're not being arrested. You know, Robert has had his hell. But leave the victims alone. We don't need you. We don't want you. and stop trying to make an image for yourself off the back of our suffering. You're not whistleblowers. So stop. You try putting that word to your name taints the word whistleblower. Surgeons at hospital that speak out against senior management and lose their jobs for doing that, they're a whistleblower. Carol Woods, the senior social worker that's spoken out, the brave lady, she's a whistleblower. You know, I'm no special than any other Beechwood victim, but I had to fight the police for 3 years and go out and find the graves of dead social workers they claimed they'd interviewed in different places in the country and get, you know, and say, how can you say you've interviewed this person? They died 2 years before, you know, I made the statement, and here's a picture of the grave, you know. That's whistleblower when you've got to fight and fight and fight and give up everything. These are just bloody prats. Keep away from us, all of us. The Beechwood victims stand united. The Wales victims, Brynest and Bryn Allen, stand united. If we need help or need support from mainstream or alternative, we know where to look to get that support. You stalk people. Stop stalking victims of abuse for your own personal gain. You're pathetic. That's all I've got to say.